This week marks 100 days since Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson was sworn into office. And while much of the focus has been on her agenda, we want to know more about the person behind the title. Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman sat down with Mayor Wilson and joins us now for part 3 of her series.
That's right, David. In our coverage of Mayor Katie Wilson's first 100 days, we've looked closely at her campaign promises, especially when it comes to homelessness, police staffing, and safety for neighbors and, of course, businesses. In a one-on-one interview, Mayor Wilson opened up about the personal side of her administration, offering a glimpse into the life of a working parent tasked with steering one of the Pacific Northwest's largest cities. Take a look.
Yeah, no, that was really fun.
Behind the policies and the pressure, there's a person. 100 days in, and Seattle's mayor is still getting used to the title.
Reducing the number of people who are sleeping unsheltered on our streets is, I think, the most important reason why I'm sitting here now.
But when you ask her who she is, not as a mayor, but as a person.
I'm kind of a thoughtful, deliberative person who wants to make the right decision, and that I'm not just coming out swinging with all the big things, but I'm trying to really do the work to make sure that I'm listening to people with different perspectives around the city.
She says that's one of the biggest misconceptions about her.
I think some people thought that maybe I would be, golly, I don't even know the word, maybe less collaborative than I think I am, right? And I'm not sure how they got that impression, but I certainly have heard from people who have been surprised.
Because behind the job,
I also want to share that I am excited to apply to enroll my own soon-to-be 3-year-old daughter, Josephine, in the Seattle preschool program.
There's also a mother.
My husband or I drop her off at daycare in the morning and pick her up at, 5:30.
On top of a very busy mayoral schedule.
Being the mayor is much more than a full-time job. It's kind of a 24/7 thing.
Sometimes the job looks a little different than you'd expect.
The first time that I ever went to the top of the Space Needle was to hoist the Seahawks flag before the Super Bowl. And it was a beautiful, clear day, and no one else was there except for our team. And you could see the mountains all around, and then we got to go up to the very top, and it was just beautiful.
She'll tell you the work is heavy.
I mean, it's like a lot of work and a lot of stress, and there's always emergencies.
But rewarding.
And I gotta say, being mayor is really fun.
This is a side people don't always see. Not just the decision making, but the person behind them and why.
It really gives me, obviously, the perspective of a working parent, and I think that's something that's actually really important in this office.
Let's talk about that, because she does have a young child. When was the last time we had a mayor with a young child, a female mayor at that?
I think it was quite some time. I think Jenny Durkin was probably the last one, but her children were maybe in high school. They were teenagers. So this is very, very different. And obviously we have other previous mayors, but I think school-age children this small, if my history serves me right, I think it's 17 to 18 years. So it's very unique and
it
very
gives her a different
different
perspective when she's looking at what she wants to do.
Yeah, especially when you talk about her wanting to push for childcare funding, and then the additional, what is it? She's just got several agenda items, but childcare is definitely one of her biggest ones there.
So this is your third part, right, of a series here. You've been doing a good job of breaking it down for us. So what's the next one you have coming?
Well, I think this one is trying to still peel back a little bit of who Katie Wilson really is. Everybody kind of got to see her and got to know her first out on the picket lines, but what is it like now running one of the largest cities across the country? So we're honing in on that, and additionally looking at her perspective beyond the World Cup, because everybody's kind of just waiting and watching. All of these big ticket items are leading up to the World Cup, but how does she kind of foresee her promises, her campaign promises, leading and staying here making a lasting impact in the city of Seattle past the World Cup?
All right, we'll look forward to that on Monday.
Thank you, guys.